Hello, Gamer Going Gray here with a video response to That's the Way Game Playin Go by the Game Chasers. I'm a bit young when it comes to most people who grew up on the NES. Rather than get introduced through a friend, I actually got introduced via my babysitter who was in high school at the time. She would actually bring over her NES and we would play Legend of Zelda. She would let me play sometimes. I would spend all her rupees on bombs that she didn't need because her inventory was full. But till this day, Legend of Zelda remains actually my favorite video game series. Eventually, I got my parents to buy me an NES because I would do plenty of chores, and we had this bank up on the top of my parents' shelf that all the money would go into, and I had to save up 50 bucks for the $100 system. I had to pay my half, and that was the first time I ever really had to save for anything was for the NES. In addition to Mario, one early game I had was Gauntlet. Now, trying to get my mom to play this was kind of an ordeal. She would never move fast enough for me, so I would just steal the controller from her and then move her character and then move mine. So I was kind of trying to play two players at once. Didn't really work too well. Also, when playing Mario, I like to mimic what he did. I would jump when he jumped and would pull the NES down from on top of the giant console TV that we had at the time. I've since calmed down. Then I grew up, relatively, actually got friends, and one game that we would play was actually part of this thing, the world-class track meet using the power pad. One of my birthdays, we set up two TVs in the basement, one with the Super Nintendo, one with the Nintendo, and actually the one with the Nintendo got more play. We had world-class track meet going on, and we would just take turns playing each of the characters. And I remember I actually beat Cheetah on hurdles, which is the final stage if you're playing through, and heck knows I can't do that anymore, but that was a great thing. I still have my original Nintendo. For years I would just, while it didn't have the games I would always go back to, those were mostly Super Nintendos, I always did have Dr. Mario. I've never been beaten in Dr. Mario. I've never played competitively against any other people who say they can't be beaten, but I've never been beaten in Dr. Mario. I'd like to try to play competitively against some people, see where I face, how I fare. But overall, yeah, the NES, it was the system that got me into gaming. I still have mine. I still have all my retro systems. Okay, and that's the baby, and I gotta go. Thank you for posting, and here we go.